Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please introduce yourself to us.
Yes, sir. So, my name is Habiba Bukhari. I belong to Munger district of Bihar. I have done my schooling from Bihar School Examination Board. Then I did my BLLB honors from the Aligarh Muslim University in the year 2020, and then did my LLM in the year 2023 in criminal law from the Aligarh Muslim University.
Okay, so most of the education is from Aligarh Muslim University.
Yes, sir.
Okay. कल एक फैसला आया है अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी के ऊपर सुप्रीम कोर्ट का.
Yes,
तो
sir.
क्या फैसला है और क्या उसके थोड़े से इम्प्लीकेशन है, कौन से आर्टिकल से रिलेट कर रहा है एएमयू, यहाँ पर कहाँ
Yes.
स्पेशल स्टेटस मांग रहा है वो?
Yes, sir. Sir, the main concern was regarding the minority character of AMU, and in the case of Aziz Basha versus Union of India in the year 1967, it was held that the AMU was established by the Act of Parliament in the year 1920, by the Aligarh Muslim University Act 1920. So it was not a minority institution as per the case judgment of 1967. But yesterday, the bench headed by the Honorable Chief Justice Mr. D.Y. Chandrachud, it was held in majority judgment 4:3 ratio that they overruled the 1967 judgment and held that and referred the matter to decide the minority character to a three-judge regular bench, that whether AMU will have a minority character or not, it will decided by a it will be decided by a regular bench. But right now, if 1967 judgment has been overruled, then as per Article 30 of the Indian Constitution, the minority character of the Aligarh Muslim University has been restored.
Okay. So under Article 30. So
Yes, sir.
in Article 29, there is also minority institution, I think. So what are the difference between Article 29 and 30?
Yes, sir. So in Article 30, the minority of linguistic or religious minority can establish and administer their educational institution of their choice. But under Article 29, it's provided that mm, to protect their culture, script. Sorry, sir.
Linguistic.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Okay. आपने यहाँ LLB 2020 में करी
Yes,
एंड
sir.
BA LLM जो है वो आपने करी है 2023.
Yes, sir.
तो 3 साल की LLM तो होती नहीं है, आपने गैप लिया है बीच में.
Yes, sir. My LLM was from 2021 to 2023. I had cleared many LLM entrances, but at that time, Corona was at peak, and I had lost my two of my immediate relative at home. So my parents were not in favor to send me.
Okay, sorry for that. Okay. So your LLM is in criminal law. I think you
Yes,
will
sir.
be much more comfortable in criminal law.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the difference between section 34 and 149 of IPC?
Yes, sir. So section 34 is talks about common intention, and section 149 is about common objective. In section 34, we get the rule of evidence, and in section 149, that is itself a substantive offense. In section 34,
How
at least
section 149 is a substantive offense? How it is? There is no punishment in section 149.
sir, being a member of an unlawful assembly, knowingly that this assembly has been formed for an unlawful object, which has been enumerated under Article 1 under Section 141 to show criminal force, or and knowingly joining that assembly is itself a criminal offense.
Okay. So is 141 a offense? Section 141.
141 only talks about instances which will amount to an offense.
Mhm. So, how is it as an offense where it is punishable to being a part of a member of lawful assembly?
Sir, under section 149.
Under section 142, it is punishable under one section
Yes, sir. Sorry,
142,
sir.
right? Okay. So, how many persons are required in a unlawful assembly?
Sir, five or more persons are required to form an unlawful assembly.
Okay. And what are the other major difference between 34 and 149?
Yes, sir. Sir, in 34, there is prior meeting of mind. Prior consort of mind must be there to form a common intention. But in but in sir common object, it can be formed immediately on the spot. If I know that there are five or more people and they are showing using criminal force
So you are
to
saying that common intention cannot be developed on the spot, but common object can be developed
on the spot.
okay. So what does Rishidev Pandey judgment says? Uh, can you recall Rishidev Pandey?
Rishidev Pandey. Sir, in Rishidev Pandey, as far as uh, I can recall, it was held that common intention can be developed on the spot.
Common
Common,
intention can be developed on the spot, right?
yes, sir.
But just right now you said that common intention cannot be developed on the spot. What will be the right answer? Can common intention be developed on the spot or not?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to.
Okay. So what are the subject in LLM? What was your subjects in LLM? In criminal law, what have you studied?
Sir, my dissertation topics.
Right.
Yes, sir. So my dissertation topic was the criminal, sorry, a critical analysis of the provisions of bail under in India, with a special reference to the Unlawful Assembly Prevention, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act.
Okay. So summarize in 2-3 lines. Dissertation, crux of your dissertation.
Yes, sir. Sir, in Code of Criminal Procedure, we have seen there are provisions regarding bail, where a bail in bailable offence, bail is a rule, and in non-bailable offence, bail is an exception, which can be uh, given on the discretion of the court if the circumstances allows. But in Unlawful Assembly Activities Prevention Act, we have seen that first of all, conviction rate is very low, and the accused on the pretext of doing any offense under UAPA, they have been languished in jail for unlimited period of time, and their right to life and personal liberty has been curtailed.
Okay. So what is the constitutional validity of UAP Act? Under which article it drives its constitutional validity?
Yes, sir. Sir, through Article 22, UAPA derives its validity that preventive detention laws can be made in the interest of the nation.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Ma'am.
Good morning, Habiba.
Good morning, ma'am.
So what do you understand by gender sensitivity? And do we need to give gender sensitivity training to the judges as well in the country?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we have seen that offences against women and
Can you please first explain the terms?
yes, ma'am. Gender sensitive means to being sensitive about gender, to be respectful about gender. If one is working with people of other genders, they should be respectful towards them. They should recognize them, their identity, their existence, and their work. This is gender sensitivity, and people we have seen in we have acts like prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, because women often face sexual harassment at workplace, even any sort of harassment which targets their sexuality. So there is need of the hour to be sensitive about gender.
And do you think the judges should also be trained? They should also be provided training for the same?
I think, as far as I believe, judges are doing the most noble job to dispart the justice, and if it is a need, then they should also get it.
Is there any judgment of Supreme Court where Supreme Court has said that there should be training of judges as to gender sensitivity and equality?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall.
Do you know about a handbook that Supreme Court had launched to combat gender stereotypes?
Sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. Okay, so can you tell me a few milestones or landmark cases that are important for the rights of LGBTQ community? Landmark cases as well
Yes,
as
ma'am.
steps taken by the government, if you know that.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in the case of Navtej Singh Johar versus Union of India, we have seen that the Honorable Supreme Court has recognized the uh, LGBTQ community, and partially struck down Section 377 of Indian Penal Code. And in Corona times also, um, I have read it that it was it was said by the Honorable Supreme Court that they should not be discriminated along with others just because they belong to LGBT community.
There was a judgment regarding the same-sex marriage as well. Do you know about it?
Sorry, ma'am.
Also, Ministry of Finance has taken a step towards the progressive rights of LGBTQ community recently. Are you aware about the same?
Sorry, ma'am. I'll read about it.
Okay. Um, is there any provision in the Constitution of India that, in a way, encourages beef ban or banning the slaughter of cows? Is there any provision in the
Ye-
Constitution of?
Yes, ma'am. Under the chapter fourth of the Directive Principles of State Policy, uh, I'm not able to recall the exact article at the moment, but there are guidelines provided by the Indian Constitution that beef slaughtering should be banned. Uh, those cows uh, which gives us milk, they should not be slaughtered.
Milk-bearing cows, not.
Milk bearing cows should not be slaughtered.
Okay. Can you tell me the primary differences between Indian Evidence Act and Bhartiya Sakshi Adhiniyam? The key differences.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the main difference is that the role of electronic medium and technology has been recognized very widely, and yes, ma'am.
You can continue. Just one point.
Yes, ma'am. Scientific evidences has been given priority, not one recognition, and yes, ma'am. Right now, I'm able to call only these two.
Okay. What is your opinion on media trial, and do you think it has an impact on the justice delivery system in the country as well?
Yes, ma'am. In my opinion, and I believe that there should not be a media trial of any person who is still an accused or a suspected person, because it creates apprehension and opinion in the mind of general people that such person is of that character, because masses of our country are laymen. They are not aware about the uh, things of law, and the dispensation of justice is the work of judicial officers and judiciary, and they do it while uh, 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 doing doing justice is the work of judiciary, and no media or any person should be allowed to transgress that
But do you think that it
provision.
also impacts in the justice delivery system?
No, ma'am. Judges are very independent in their working. It does not affect the impact of judiciary. Rather, it affects the mind of the people, and whatever they were expecting the judgment to be, and the judgment come adverse of their opinion. So they think that judiciary is not doing their job properly.
Okay. Is there any judge in the Supreme Court who stands out for you? And what is the reason for the same?
Ma'am, I have always looked after the retiring Chief Justice of India, the Mr. D.Y. Chandrachud, their way of working, and the way the way he used to give reason in every judgment. I always look after him, and
Okay.
along with just Honorable Justice Nagaratna, ma'am.
Can you also name a few landmark judgments by him?
Uh, Honorable Justice, Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Regarding recently, the he upholds the validity of UP Madrasa Board Act 2004, and yes, ma'am. I will remember.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, that is it from my side.
It was of 2004 or 2002 UP Mothers Act.
Sir, 2004.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So